Yes.
I just wanted to remind you about.
Yes, I got it up.
Okay, thank you.
Welcome, everybody, to our Tuesday night product information call here at Basic Reset. My name is Penny Kyle, and I'm out of Central California in a town by the name of Hanford. I'm very excited to welcome you all here tonight to hear from people who have been using our products and what our products have done for them. Just so you all know, I want to give a legal disclaimer here that the statements that you're about to hear have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. We suggest you consult your physician or health practitioner before use. So again, I am super excited that you've taken time out this evening to hop on our call to listen to people who have used some of our products here at Basic Reset. You're about to hear some incredible testimonies from some people who have used our weight management product, our newest product called TrimUp. And if this is the first time that you've been on one of our calls, I really want to pay close attention to you guys and really, really thank you, because somebody thought enough of you to get you on this call so you can hear exactly, word of mouth, what our products have done for so many different people. If you're an affiliate, I really appreciate you taking time out of your evening to be here on tonight's call and to invite guests, because this is what building a business and fulfilling your dreams and goals is all about. So without further ado, I would like to welcome our one and only CEO and owner, Mr. Fred Kaufman.
Well, thank you, Penny. Wonderful job as always. Glad to have you back. We've missed you.
Well, thank you.
Oh, my goodness. Well, we are having a lot of excitement at Basic Reset, and as Penny said, our latest product, TrimUp, is turning out to be a grand slam, out-of-the-park, bases-loaded home run. I'm not going to say who it is, but I heard just recently that a distributor from another company that sells weight loss products loves the TrimUp. So what does that tell you? We've got a great product here. If you haven't tried it, you need to get your order in. In fact, we have a special deal going on. It's a Vibrant canister, our energy drink, our healthy energy drink, I should qualify, and the TrimUp, let me get this straight. So you order a TrimUp and Vibrant together and save $10. So that's a great deal. So if you have heard Randy talk about his experience with TrimUp and Vibrant, he just thinks it's a wonderful combination. And he's going to be on here a little bit later to tell you his testimony and the almost miraculous, if you ask my opinion, amount of weight that he has put away that is not there anymore. He's going to be going out buying new clothes here, it looks like. So if anybody has a testimony that they'd like to share, please contact our office at 615-206-7771. It's the number on the website. And let them know, because these testimonials are very encouraging to other people. And the reason I say that, why it's important for you to give your testimonial, is because it seems too good to be true. And what have you heard? If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is. Well, in this case, it is true. And we have people who are sitting on the fence because they've tried a lot of things. They've gotten the meals that come in the mail. They've drank the shakes that you use as a meal replacement. They've taken all kinds of different products, herbal formulas and the like, and have not been able to achieve any success in managing their weight. And I'll tell you, we were a little apprehensive ourselves when we first started testing TrimUp. until we actually got it in the hands of a few people that called back and said, I love this stuff. Without exception, every single person said, I love this stuff. Even the landlord, the guy that is in charge of the building where our offices are, he's on it, and he loves it. And he's a pretty big guy. Most of his life he's been told he was big-boned, and now we find out that he wasn't really big-boned. He was just overweight. And now he's starting to slim down. You can see it. If you knew the guy, he's been big his whole life, and all of a sudden now he's getting slim. And it's due to our TrimUp. There's a what do you call it, a health club where they lift weights and do exercises in our complex. And one of the owners is on TrimUp, and he thinks this is just heaven sent. It's amazing what kind of experiences people are having, even members of my family, which we'll have on the future calls to give their testimonials. I tell you, it's exciting because sometimes it's hard to get through to people about the very basis of health, the foundation. It's water with minerals in it. But sometimes it's hard to get people's attention at something so simple as just drinking water and how it can have a tremendous impact on your health. And we thought of the TrimUp not only to fill a need in a market segment called weight management, where there are so many products out there. It's a multi-billion-dollar-a-year industry. But there are a lot of products out there that simply don't work. There are commercials of companies bragging about how many millions of bottles they've sold. What they don't tell you is how many millions of bottles have come back from people asking for a refund because it just didn't work. So we're very excited, and the reason I bring that up is because this TrimUp is a great lead-in to get people's attention to then introduce them to the rest of our products. The Aqualite and Ionite, as I said, are the foundation of health. It's not my opinion. It wasn't something they discovered at Harvard Medical School that we need water. It's a physical law. And the Aqualite and Ionite actually represent two physical laws. One, we can't live without water, and then the second one is, in order to be healthy, there must be minerals in the water. Well, what proof do we have? Well, how about the largest double-blind study in the history of mankind that's ongoing with the people of Japan and the people who are residents of Okinawa, Japan? It's been proven. There's not a doubt that minerals in the water is the difference in Japan between healthy people and people who are just like the rest of us, who are randomly, as it would seem, stricken by different forms of disease. Yet the people of Okinawa aren't falling into those same categories of disease as they age. They age much more gracefully. They live longer. There's 4 times as many people over 100 in Okinawa as there is on the other islands. That alone ought to tell you something, that if there's 4 times as many people that are over 100, 100 is if you reach 100, that's a huge, huge milestone. But to go past 100 is an even bigger milestone. There's not very many people anywhere in the world that live past 100. But in Okinawa, it's almost routine for people to live past 90, and it's not even front page news anymore for people to live past 100. So when you consider what the differences could be from the people in Okinawa versus the people on the other Japanese islands, it's just their water. It was brought to the attention of the public through a professor who had been studying the water for 40 years. And he said, I know the secret, it's their water. So how much simpler could it get than to just simply drink the right amount of the right kind of water to build or even rebuild, in some cases, your foundation of health. It may not be all you need, but you have to start there, because anything else is just spackling for a crack in the wall. You've got to fix the foundation before you can stop the cracks in the walls. And that's what the Aqualyte Nightingale do. It helps you to have a strong foundation. Well, I'm going to bring a guy on the phone who I've gotten to know. He lives in the neighboring state of Kentucky. David Howery actually he sent an email, but I've talked to him on the phone, but he revealed his testimony, and I thought, David, we've got to have you on the call. This isn't about TrimUp, it's about some of our other products. But David, are you there?
I'm here.
David, I want you to tell people, yes, I want you to tell people what you told me has happened with you since you've been using Basic Reset products.
Okay. First of all, my blood sugar has been high all my life, and after I started using the Aqualyte, the amount of insulin that it was taking was the dollar value was cut in half. In fact, I was taking 2 kinds of insulin. Now I'm just taking 1. I'd had trouble with problem with my sinuses. I was in an industrial laboratory, and there was a hydrochloric acid spill, and it burned my sinuses, and I suffered for several decades with severe pain. If I got around anything, it was a strong odor, even cigarette smoke or even dead ashes in a cigarette tray. But that's gone, and my bones were soft. They broke easily. I remember in junior high school, my right forearm was broken in half. My arm was folded up, and my hand was touching my elbow. I tried to straighten it out, and then had a friend pull on my hand while I straightened out the bones. And after he let go, my arm swelled up as big as my calf. And Coach sent me to the hospital for X-rays. And the doctor's comment then, he says, "Whoever set this bone set it perfectly." So I was pretty amazed with that. I'd suffered with nighttime leg cramps, and my heart valves didn't close properly. That resulted in extremely poor blood circulation. There were times I wake up in the middle of the night, my heart was racing, and I really couldn't breathe because I felt like my throat was tightening up. So I had to sit up in bed, and my heart slowed down, and I could breathe again, and felt like it was safe to go back to sleep. My cholesterol level was extremely low. The minimum cholesterol level is supposed to be about 140. Mine was 123. About 14% of my red blood cells couldn't carry oxygen, and with the poor blood circulation, I couldn't participate in sports. If I played baseball, if I managed to hit the ball and took off running, I'd collapse before I got to first base. If they had a race called the 15-yard dash, I'd win that because I was pretty fast. But with all my other heart problems, it just couldn't handle it. I was in extremely poor health, even in high school. When I graduated from high school, I was 6'3" and weighed 103 pounds. And I'd done a lot of research on health problems and realized that minerals and trace minerals were the way to go, and that's when I found Aqualyte. And it was in my budget, so I started drinking the Aqualyte water. And it wasn't too long, and I was experiencing amazing health improvement, and my health problems just started disappearing. And one of the most amazing things is is what my doctor said. And I wrote this down so I could read it, so I made sure I got it right. When I first saw you 7 years ago, I had just taken a crash course in geriatric medicine at Vanderbilt University. They told me a patient with any single one of your life-threatening conditions could not live without drugs, but you refused to take drugs. I was sure that you would drop dead in the parking lot. Whatever you are doing, it's working. Today your cholesterol is textbook perfect and your minerals are right straight down the middle. For someone your age, and I'm 72 now, you are in excellent health. I think that's the end of my story. Hello?
Yes. Oh, I had my phone on mute and I was hitting the wrong button.
Okay.
Oh, David, that is.
Well, Fred, you told me to keep it short, so.
Well, I tell you what. Now, are you just taking the Aqualite?
I just started doing the ionite on a regular basis.
Okay, so you're taking Aqualite now and ionite.
Right. Yes, right now. I have been for the last couple of months. So.
Yeah. Okay. And how long do you remember how long it was you started to notice improvements in your health?
Well, one of the first things I noticed was when I got around people that were smoking, my head didn't start hurting. So I was, that was amazing. And then all these other things started falling into place when I started taking less insulin and things like that. And well, I'm a healthy 203 pounds right now. So
wow.
So.
Wow, that is incredible. Well, I appreciate you being on. I know it's going to be an encouragement to a lot of people out there that have someone that they know that has any one of your problems that you've dealt with, or maybe they're struggling themselves. And this is a great encouragement for someone who has given up hope and thinking that this is just their lot in life. So, David, thank you again for being on the call.
Okay, thank you, Fred.
You're welcome. And now we're going to go to Holly Naeem. Holly is one of our TrimUp success stories. Holly, are you there?
Are you there? This is Holly.
Yes.
Can you hear me? Hi, this is Holly. I'm an affiliate with Basic Reset since October. I didn't start really getting involved with the products until I saw TrimUp was on sale. First of all, they introduced TrimUp in December, and it was on sale up until Christmas. And I said, I have to get TrimUp. My history in the making. I'm going to be the big 5-0 in March, and my history is I was always a big girl. I think I was born big, and I never thought that I would have ever had a chance to be, smaller or do anything to do with weight loss. Back in 2008 to 2010, I had lost a tremendous amount of weight for one of the major corporations out there, and my problem is I never knew when I was full. The idea of being full was something that I never could experience. I would eat until I got nauseous, and it just was, and I never understood it. And I'm also an emotional eater, eating when I'm happy, when I'm sad, when I'm mad, somebody looks at me funny, whatever it is. And right now, not that I have to get involved with this part of the conversation, but I'm going through a lot of hardship in my life, and it would give me a reason to eat. Well, let me tell you that I saw TrimUp, and I said, let me try this. And I was going to try it on the 1st of January, but the 1st of January was a holiday, whatever my story was. Well, I religiously started on January 2nd, 2017 until now. I've missed 2 days because you're supposed to not take it, once a week or whatever it is. Maybe I'm supposed to take it not take it 3 times. I don't know. I want to just say that according to the directions, most people I would think would take 2 times a day. I think one before breakfast, one before lunch. But I was scared to take 2 times a day. So since I've been taking TrimUp, I've been taking it once a day. It has become such a part of my day, and I'm one of these people that hates to take medicine if I don't have to, unless I'm taking an aspirin or something like that. But TrimUp is like right next to me on the computer, near the computer, and I look at TrimUp and I take pictures of myself with TrimUp. I now all of a sudden started doing videos. If you go on Facebook, if you're my friend, I do videos and I say, oh, it's day number whatever. And today happens to be day number 22, I think. And it gives me energy, and I'm so excited. And the excitement is not only because I'm an affiliate, that adds to the excitement of being a TrimUp person as well. I know what it is to be full, and who would have thought that it would have taken me almost 50 years to figure out what it meant to be full. The concept is unbelievable, and a couple of times I'd gone out to eat with friends while I'm taking TrimUp, and it gets to a point where my stomach starts talking to me saying, Holly, you can't eat anything more. And I used to not listen to that voice, and now I said, if I eat a little bit more, I'm going to be sick. Anyway, to speed up my story, because I want to hear other people, I've been on TrimUp since the 2nd of January. And from the 2nd of January till the 24th, which is today, I've lost 10 pounds. I don't know, in 3 weeks, I have never lost 10 pounds in 3 weeks, and it's unheard of for me in my life. I've gone, months and months and months to lose 10 pounds. Last week I stayed the same, and I was a little disappointed, but I'm sure if I continue with the way that I've been doing it, it'll eventually catch itself up. I feel more energized. I love it. I'm trying very hard to tell so many people about this wonderful product, and I'm a lifer if I can, continue with this, and I think that's all I have to say. I probably could say another hour's worth, but I think, Fred, I'm done. So I'll hand it off to you, and thank you for letting me share my testimony. I love it. TrimUp, and that's it. Thank you very much.
Well, that was quite a story, Holly. I appreciate you being on and giving others encouragement who have struggled with the same thing. I've always been a thin person. I'm more like David Howery. I was always a very thin person, and as I've gotten older, I don't know if it probably is due to changes in hormones, but it's hard to figure out what happens. But I've started gaining a little weight around my middle, as a lot of men and women my age do, and instead of trying to figure out what was happening, I decided to do something about it. And when I started on the TrimUp, I've started to see a change in not only the weight, but the body fat percentage. Kim and I have one of those scales that measures body fat and hydration as well as the weight. And so I can see a change just on my measurements on that scale, that my body fat percentage is decreasing. And that's really what it's all about. Randy and I have talked about this on many occasions. Some people get caught up by seeing what changes on the scale. That's not important. How would you feel if you could have the same weight that you have now, but your clothes would be hanging on you? They would be baggy. Well, that's what we're all looking for. It doesn't really matter what the weight number is. It matters, are your clothes too tight? And do you look good in the mirror? Do you see that person that you were in younger years? And for some people, that's the case. They're seeing a change in the mirror, and that's what it really is all about. It's why we came up with the slogan, Reveal the New You, because that's what's happening. People are seeing a person that they maybe haven't seen for many years when they look in the mirror, or it's someone that has never been thin, never been trim, and this is a whole new experience for them. So, Holly, I thank you again for sharing that wonderful testimonial. Now we're going to go to...
No problem. It was wonderful. Thank you.
Well, thank you again. I'd like to go to one of my favorite people in the whole world. The reason is because he helps me to be grounded in a lot of things relating to network marketing. And it's because he's had so many years' experience in network marketing. And because of those experiences, he's been very helpful in advising me when I'm in doubt about a number of things that come up when you're trying to run an ethical company. Randy Steen has been telling me for a long time, I think, Randy, you started up a year ago in July. Coming up this July, it'll be a year. Is that right?
No, it'll be 2 years.
2 years, okay. I remember when Randy and I first, well, I won't say first talked, but in the early days of our getting acquainted, he said something that stuck in my mind. He said if we could ever have a weight loss formula that would work with me, we'd have $1 billion company. And Randy, I want you to tell the people what your experience has been with TrimUp.
Well, I sure will, Fred. Thanks for having me on the call, and you're grounded. No, and that isn't what that is. Not
Wait a minute.
Yeah, I know. No, I got to tell you, this stuff is absolutely astounding. I remember when we were talking about this product, and you said, "Look, Randy, I'm going to get some, and I'm going to send you I'm going to give you one of the test people for this product." And I said, "Great, fabulous," and I was pretty excited about that because it's like I had told you, if you could find something that works for me, because I'd tried things that some things had worked a little bit, but I've struggled over the years with my weight, and of course there's a reason for that. Not only do I like to eat, I like to cook, and I like to cook what I eat. And I'm a little bit like Holly. When I get stressed, I'm not the kind of a person that gets all worked up and stuff like that and nervous and stuff like that, but I will do something called eating. And without even realizing it, I'm in the fridge having a bite to eat. In fact, I've caught myself sitting at my desk wondering, when did I go get this peanut butter sandwich? Because I was so busy doing stuff, I actually went and got the sandwich and made a peanut butter sandwich and sat at my desk and didn't realize that I had ever really done it. And so I've struggled with weight. So when Fred sent me this product and we had talked about it, I was really excited about trying it because I was hoping, and I mean it sincerely when I say this, I was hoping that this product was going to work for me. Because I don't like being overweight. I just don't like it. And I'm sure it didn't happen overnight. It took me quite a few years to get here. But I remember when I wasn't overweight, and I remember how good I felt. And it's amazing how when you start losing some weight, how good you start to feel. So at any rate, I started on the product. Now this was, Fred, we talked about when I actually started. It's about 50 days ago, which would have put us right during the holiday season when I started on the product. So I went all the way through the holidays, and let me tell you how I take the product. I take one capsule in the morning when I get up, and I get up anywhere from 5 o'clock in the morning to, as of late, 7 o'clock in the morning, sometimes even 8 o'clock in the morning, depending upon when I went to sleep or whatever. But anywhere from 5 to 8 in the morning is when I get up. And when I get up, after I brush my teeth and everything, I go to my office, and the first thing I do is grab a TrimUp, and I take a TrimUp before I go to the kitchen and get my coffee and make my breakfast, whatever I'm going to have. And so I take one in the morning, and then I take one at noon. Now, I have to confess that not every noon do I take one. Sometimes I'm so busy working and doing things that noon has passed, and it's later in the afternoon, and I just forget to take it. But most of the time I take one in the morning and one at noon. And then somewheres around 1 or 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I drink a Vibrant. Occasionally I'll have a Vibrant a little bit earlier, but most of the time I have it around 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Now, the result has been absolutely astounding because I want to clue you in on what I've gone through. Number one, I went through all the holidays. Now, the holidays, no matter where you are in this world, generally include food. And mine did. It included food, lots of different types of food that I ate. Then I ended up house-sitting for a good friend of mine for a period of 3 weeks while they were gone visiting their son in Mexico. And when I was at their place, he said, just go ahead and make yourself at home, of course, which I did. Eat anything that's in the fridge, which I did. And he said, anything you want to help yourself to in the freezer, go ahead and make it, which I did. Well, they had a lot of things that were really quick to make in their house, like breaded things and pizzas and all different kinds of stuff. And so I ate that. And then when I didn't want to eat something that was there, I would run out, and guess what I did? I ran out, and I even went through fast food places. I went through Taco Bell. I stopped at a McDonald's one day. Guys and gals, what I'm trying to tell you is I did not eat what you would eat trying to lose weight. Now, I'm not encouraging anybody, or am I insinuating that everybody that's going to do what I did lose weight? All I'm telling you is this, is that I did not follow what you would consider a healthy weight loss diet at all. Now, when I first stepped on the scale after I was taking the product, I had taken it for a while without, I got on the scale, but then I didn't get on the scale for quite a while afterwards. But I knew I was losing some weight, and I had lost, I think it was 9 pounds or something the first time, and then I got on, it was like 13 pounds. And then quite some time ago, I shouldn't say quite some time ago, but it was around the first week in January or the last week in December, I weighed myself, and I was down 19 pounds. And yes, now I moved, for those of you that don't know this, I moved from one place in Arkansas to another place in Arkansas. And in the process of that move, my scale got packed in a box, and I didn't find it until yesterday. Now, I was quite certain that I had still lost some weight, although during the move, guess what? I ate fast food because I was in the process of moving. I had friends that were helping me move, and so, and then I took them out to eat, and then one night I went to a prime rib, I told Fred this, I went to a all-you-can-eat prime rib deal, and this doesn't sound like a diet call, does it, folks? But at any rate, I dug my scale out yesterday, and much to my surprise, when I stepped on it, I am down a total, now this is over 50 days, through the holidays, through the move, eating junk food, plus I did eat some real good nutritional meals besides. But I'm down 26 pounds. 26 pounds. And I'm absolutely astounded. Now, I knew that I'd lost weight because the other morning after I got up, took a shower, and I was going to shave, and I happened to turn sideways, and I disappeared in the mirror. I'm just kidding. But I could tell by the way that my clothes were fitting me that I had lost weight because things just were looser. In fact, I've got these shorts that I wear around the house. They're like, those like they're the shorts you see basketball players wear, and that's what I wear around the house when I'm working at home here. Well, they have a tie string, that you tie to make them tighter, and generally I just tie those, and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to untie them or anything. They just stay tied, and well, I had to untie them and make them tighter because they weren't staying up. And I'll tell you, this stuff is absolutely astounding. I'm convinced in my mind that when you drink Vibrant with this product, I don't want to say it supercharges it, but it does something to it. Because it seems to, I think the product works absolutely fabulous without Vibrant, but when you add that Vibrant drink to it, it just seems to make it work even that much better. And so I encourage everybody that when you get on this product, I think you really should order the two together. And then, of course, now TrimUp is a product that works different for different people. Somebody asked me just the other day, well, Randy, when I take the TrimUp, it doesn't really seem to curb my appetite. Well, let me tell you something, folks. It doesn't curb my appetite either. And here's what I mean by that. When I take the product, it doesn't make me where I don't want to eat. For me, I still get hungry when you normally get hungry. But here's what happens to me. When I sit down to eat my food, I can't eat it all. I only eat about half of what I normally used to eat. Because I'll sit down to have a bite. In fact, just the other day I did this. I met a guy, and we had pizza. And because it was in the process of, actually we were moving a washing machine. And we stopped and grabbed a small pizza, just a regular-sized pizza. I'd say small, but a normal pizza that you would get. And normally both of us would be able to eat probably one of those pizzas by ourselves. But we both ate off that pizza, and we had pizza left over. And I was full. Now, it wasn't that I wasn't hungry when we ordered the pizza, because I was. But I just got full that much quicker, and that's what it does for me. Now, some people, it curbs their appetite so they don't feel like eating. Other people, it doesn't do either. But what it does do is it starts to increase their base metabolic rate, so all of a sudden their body starts to have more energy, so they burn more fat is basically what that boils down to. And then in the course of doing that, something else takes over sometimes, and it's just called the natural affinity of when you have more action. When you have more action going on in your body, oftentimes it does naturally have an appetite suppressant effect. So it's an absolutely astounding product, and all I can tell you is this, is I'm glad we have it. I'm on my way. I'm on a mission to get down to where I really want to be, and I got a lot of weight to lose, folks. By the time I get to where I want to be, it's going to be about 165 pounds total, and I'll be a totally different person, but that's where I'm going. So, Fred, thank you for bringing the product out. I'm pretty excited about it, to be honest with you.
Well, I thank you, Randy, for giving that wonderful testimonial. And as we try to make people aware, it's not always easy, but you're going to get better results even than what you would following Randy's meal plan, which seemed to be just his regular way of eating, except that if you would swap out pizza for maybe a healthy meal, what we would consider to be a healthy meal, where you're actually looking at your portion sizes and you're actually looking at the calories that you're eating. If you incorporate a healthy diet, is what I'm trying to say, in with a little bit of walking or even some weightlifting, where you're not trying to become a bodybuilder, but you're just trying to get your muscles pumped up again, because as the saying goes, that which is used develops, that which is not used wastes away. And we don't want to get into old age and find out that we don't have any strength. So you want to do lifting light weights multiple times, or as I heard a trainer advising some bodybuilders, he said it's not so much how heavy the weights are, it's not so much how many times you can lift it, but it's lifting them slowly. So he had these bodybuilders lifting weights in slow motion, and I tell you, their arms were shaking, and it was the same. In fact, it actually was less weight than they were used to lifting, but because they were doing it in slow motion, it was really putting a lot of strain on those muscles. And it was impressive to see the results of that kind of exercising. So the point is, combined with a healthy diet and some exercise, your results could possibly even exceed your own expectations. And that's what this is all about. We want to exceed your expectations, because most people's expectations, I know Randy's, were very low when we sent him the trial sample, that this was going to be a product that would work for him, because he's tried so many products. In fact, I'll tell you that there are ingredients that are combined together in TrimUp that I've even tried, and they didn't work. But it's this combination. People want to know, why does this work? Well, I don't know, except it's the combination. These ingredients, in the amounts that we have, are synergistically working together. and producing the results. So it's not about any one ingredient. You can't pick out the Garcinia cambogia or the guarana seed or the Seville orange extract or the capsicum, which is basically red pepper, the green tea. There's probably people on the call that have tried any one of these things by themselves, and it didn't do anything for them. But the combination seems to be really the synergistic effect that we've been looking for. And I tell you, I'll say it again, this is a home run. If you have struggled with weight management, please give this a try. If you are looking for a way to build your business, and this is not our typical product info call for me to be talking about business, but I talk to people all the time that say, gee, I just can't get people interested in drinking water. That's okay. See if you can get them interested in weight management. If you can, we've got a really good product here, a really unique product. And then once they start seeing results with TrimUp, a lot of people say, this is great. What else have you got? And then you have the opportunity to introduce them to our other products. And the last thing I want to say is one of the key elements of how Kim and I designed Basic Reset was designing the compensation plan around the idea, the vision of having a company full of customers who are all getting their products for free. So don't forget, when you use TrimUp and you're getting results, you just need to get 3 people to also use the product and experience results for themselves, and you'll have earned the money to turn around and purchase your product and get it essentially for free. Just imagine if everybody did that. They got their product, they saw the results, and then they told 3 people about it that also tried it and got results, and every person that came in did the same thing, got 3 more people. Our company would quadruple every month. And it's not about just growing a company, it's about helping people. That's why we did this. I'm telling you, Kim sometimes says to me at the end of the day, man, this is a lot of work running a company. Yeah, it is. But the reward is when we do these product calls and we hear testimonials of real-life results. And I apologize if anyone thinks that we have not told the whole story of what we hear when people call us up and tell us in their own words how these products that are offered through Basic Reset have changed their lives. But it's because we want to stay within the government guidelines. We don't want any trouble from the government because we were telling the truth. And I know it sounds crazy to say that, but the government is working, in my opinion, to protect the pharmaceutical companies. And the pharmaceutical companies don't have the answers to many health problems the way we do because we're not deficient in drugs. That's not what we're deficient in. And yet that's what the doctors are using for the most part to help people with their symptoms is give them drugs to address that particular symptom. But the side effects sometimes are worse than the original symptoms. So it's kind of like getting on a merry-go-round that you can never get off of. And we have the answer for a lot of people in a very, very natural way, using products that are foundational and products that are targeted for things like weight management. So the idea is not to get 3 people and then those 3 people get 3 people and then you get a big check on Wednesday. That's not the idea. The idea was to have a company full of customers that were all getting their products for free, life-changing products for free. But the result of that is that we'll see big checks on Wednesday, and we'll see our company grow to be one of the giants that we already have seen in network marketing, giant companies that, and excuse my French, are unethical. We're changing that. We were told we couldn't do it. You can't have an ethical company and be successful. You can't give people 35% on the first level and be successful. Well, let me tell you, they were wrong. You can be successful. The reason people told us, I think, that we would never be able to make it is because they really didn't want us in the arena of network marketing, because it would make all the other companies look bad. I shouldn't say all the other companies, but almost without exception, you know as well as I do, companies have that mentality, company first, and then the distributors. We did it the other way around. It's distributors first, companies second. So I'm not going to spend any more time talking about the business, but I just want you to be encouraged that we have products that work. You've heard testimonials with your own ears. We have a way for you to get your products for free very easily. And if we pass that concept along to our friends and family and even strangers, I mean, don't be afraid to tell a stranger about what you're doing. We're going to be helping a lot of people, and that's something that can really make you feel good when you lay your head on the pillow at night. So, Randy, thank you. David, thank you. Holly, thank you. And Penny, thank you. And thank you all for tuning in tonight. We're going to have our next call. Kim, Kim was, yes.
Hey, Fred, we have a little chore we got to do here yet.
What's that?
We have books to give away.
No, that's on the Thursday call.
Oh, okay. All right. I was thinking it was tonight, too. Okay, all right. Well, then, shut up. Go ahead. I'll take the
So that's okay. Our next call, believe it or not, is on Valentine's Day. So if you have a sweetheart and you're going to make plans to maybe go out and eat or go to a movie, do it on the 13th this year so you can be with us on our next product info call. As always, we have people who call us and tell us about their testimonials, but sometimes life gets in the way of their plans to be on our call. So we have a whole list of people that are still going to be on the calls giving their testimonies, and that list keeps growing. So we've got some exciting testimonials coming up on the next call on February the 14th. It'll be easy for you to remember. It's Valentine's Day. So thank you again for joining us. I'm going to send out an email with the replay information. And don't forget our Team Builders call on Thursday, the 26th, at the same time, same number, just a different meeting ID. So God bless all of you. Thank you for listening in, and we'll see you again on Thursday. Be blessed.